Lord. 2022, the year of elevation and acceleration. I'm telling you right now, this week with these educators and this information, this week has been phenomenal. This week has been something to remember. And right now, all of you all should have an idea. Each and every last one of you all should have an idea what this year is going to bring you, right? You got a taste of it this week from HFX to our basics to our elevation of the profit calls through the week to to even now the advanced call that you are literally about to experience. So if that's exciting, guys, if that's exciting, as you drop it in the chat, if that's exciting, let me get a 555 in the chat if you all are excited, right? Are you excited like I am, right? A 555 in the chat if you all are excited like I am, because I'm telling you right now, everybody is coming to this call. We all started this movement. We did 4 years. 4 years strong. 2 million people, the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. And I'm telling you right now, to be going from being the only educator to then we had our second generation and individuals stepping up, and phenomenal. That is what it is. It is phenomenal. And so I am excited, right? I'm excited because this is literally, do you hear the diversity? Do you hear the change? Do you hear the focuses, right? So it's just an exciting week. It's been just a very powerful week, is what I can tell you. So I'm going to tell you, this is our advanced call, ladies and gentlemen, but it is now 9 o'clock. And I definitely want to get out of the way, but let me just welcome you all to the call. Good evening, Milwaukee. Good evening, Milwaukee. Milwaukee. Okay, come through, Milwaukee. Fort Polk, good evening, all of you all. United Kingdom, Cleveland, Florida. You guys are calling in from everywhere. Ohio, just from everywhere. I am an educator, BYOB trader, anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All my trades in profit. I am 777. Now, I'm going to tell you, we're streaming. Go share it. We're streaming. Go like our page. We're streaming BYOB Movement Worldwide. Go to YouTube, BYOB Movement Worldwide. You want to make sure that you are subscribed. You want to make sure that you're streaming. I'm talking about 2 million families globally around the world. 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, year 4 BYOB. But ladies and gentlemen, you all had an opportunity to hear our educator this morning. You had an opportunity to hear our educator, our advanced training, mastering the market. You all definitely had an opportunity to be able to hear, right? That's what you had an opportunity to do. You had an opportunity to see, you had an opportunity to understand the elevation that took place. And tonight is your advanced training. And what you're about to receive is going to set the tone for you to understand what this year is going to bring you. And so it is an honor and a pleasure, because the gentleman that I'm turning this call over to, the gentleman that's going to be doing our training for this evening, he is a veteran. He has been someone who has had to travel a come on guys, cellular towers. You talk about faith, having to step out because of the height, or maybe that's just me, but I'm excited, that's just something. But what I love is because of this opportunity. What I love is because of the understanding of the freedom. See, everybody's looking for some sort of freedom, but the freedom that this has allotted him. When I tell you, did y'all hear the pips and pampers? Because we've been talking about pips and trips, but did you hear the pips and pampers? And that's exciting, because this has allowed him to be a full-time husband, a full-time father, and now a full-time educator. So let me go ahead and turn this call over to none other than Mr. Genesis Patton. Mr. Patton, are you on the line?
I am. Good evening, and thank you again, Miss Dyer. Just thank you again for allowing me the opportunity to present on this platform that we've been blessed with. And again, shout out to the mastermind team, Dr. Craig Bythewood, who we're going to hear from later on this evening in our talk with the finance doctor, and our visionary, Mr. Gerald D. Rogers, who who I want to appreciate for committing to the vision that he was blessed with, that we see the fruits of nowadays. Okay. Again, good evening, you guys. I can't express how glad I am to be back with you guys. I appreciate y'all for tapping back in with me. While you're dropping your affirmations in the chat, let me get a 111 if this is your first time on the call, just so I get an idea of where everybody's at with us. 111 if this is your first time joining the call. Awesome. I see you out there. Everybody showing love. Now, if you're returning with us to just deepen your skill set, to learn a little bit more about what we got going on, drop a 222 for me. Let me see those 222s, guys. That commitment, because plugging back in is what's going to have you in success on those beautiful days, the beautiful days. All right. And now for everybody, since we got a lot of people returning, let me see those 777s for everybody that's cashed out with us. If you have cashed out with BYOB cash out strategy with our Be Your Own Bank movement, man, look at that. That's crazy. You guys are putting in some work. Crazy. It's all I see is work. All right. And if you guys have gone a step beyond that, if you've begun to compound your accounts, let me see those 888s. I know there's going to be some out there. 888s. Let me see them. Man, those are beautiful themselves. So if you're dropping those 888s, that means you're on your way to 6 figures in 6 months. So let me get those 6 and 6s dropped. Let me see those. And we will get ourselves started. Man, you guys have been putting in some real effort, some real dedication. And that right there inspires me itself. Hit my screen share, pull it up here. Man, you guys have really been putting in some work. How's everybody doing this evening? I tell you, I'm out here in a part of the country called Cleveland, Tennessee, and it seems like no matter how cold as it gets, we're rare to ever get any snow, ever. All right, good evening, you guys. Back in tapping in with those mindsets. I am an educated BYOB master trader, anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All of my trades end in profit. I am 777. You guys feel free to add to those, but don't take away. You guys, it's where I'm telling you, those mindsets are so important, and we've made that first step so easy. So if really you ever wanted to know about my testimony, you're watching it. Over the next hour, I want to shed what you've known about Forex. And as a matter of fact, while you're in my lab, let's consider Forex a curse word, really. Let's talk about currency exchange. I really want to talk about education and a skill set. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Whatever time it is for you, being that this is a global organization. My name is Genesis Patton, and what I'm here to do is help you provide some clarity on market structure. We call this segment Market Talks, and we do so very intentionally. Here, we're digging into your skill set a little bit deeper. We're going to be diving into the market and learning what it means to understand the language of the market. Now, I am not a financial advisor, and this is just an educational platform on which I've been blessed to deliver to you guys this information. Now, first, and I really do mean first, we want to tap into our mindsets. Where are we at? You know, where we got to put ourselves into check. When we come into our charts, we start out in mindsets. If you guys are returning to the call, we talk about our first indicators and this, that, and third, where your true first step is in your mindset. And now no one other than our father can love me like me. And I really like to talk highly to myself. And I don't know you specifically, but what I do know is that a lot of people out here are living in these things that we call economies. And in those, they've been challenged with overcoming the burden of what we call poor mindsets. Economic poverty does not start in your pockets. It starts in your mind. How you think and speak to yourself and how you think and speak about money affects how you will perform and how you will handle money. As our trade whisperer, Ms. Tasha M. Dyer, has said often, how you do one thing will determine how you do other things, everything. And what we're here to do is reverse the curse of poor mindsets. And for many of you, that's by means of economic empowerment. With that being said, we'll start this process by speaking life into your efforts in the form of affirmations. So what I need you to do is hang your emotions at your metaphorical coat rack at your door, check yourself into your workspace, and buckle up and get ready. Because here at Be Your Own Bank, we've got these foundational affirmations we really want you to start off with. Like I said, feel free to add to, but don't take away from these, you guys. I want you to begin with a commitment to being coachable right here. And like I said, you feel free to add to, but don't take away. So being that we're watching this presentation on these Thursdays, we're on the advanced calls. All right. So we're going to dig deeper into our skill sets. I want to congratulate you for committing to yourself. This effort that you're putting into yourself to continuously tap in, I promise you, it makes a difference. In line with that effort, we're going to dig deeper into our affirmations. When I am, this doesn't necessarily mean that you're speaking to where you are right now, but this does at the very least speak to where you're committing to being. I really want you to consider what your affirmations are, where you are headed and where you see as success. I need you to close your physical eyes and open up your mind's eye, reach into your heart and speak life into your efforts. Here are a couple of my personal affirmations, like the extended ones. I'm committed to focusing on my success. I am willing to do what is required. I operate in patience, education, discipline, and excellence. I am the bank. I am living my testimony right now, you guys. I am a 7-figure earner. I generate generational blessings. And being that you're a part of this call right now, I want to let you know that you're a part of kingdom business. I am an average breaker. My God is a way maker. I am an exception. Now, you guys, it's very intentional that leading up to this, there are 5 slides focusing on just mindset affirmations. This is where we start. Mindset is a skill set. Emotional trading and not putting yourself into check will cost you. There is 100% risk involved when you're not consciously engaged in your charts. So unless someone is paying you for your feelings, align yourself with a professional mindset and get ready to win. Having a positive mindset focused on growth and learning is the key tool to create abundance and success in life. Patience, education, discipline, and excellence are key factors we're after here. Patience is going to be necessary when looking for and after finding your setups, when you're waiting for the opportunity to initiate your trades. Education is going to allow you to realize where at in a trade you are. It will also help you realize that you do not miss trades, but that trades are consistently going, they're consistently happening. You simply seek your entry point. Discipline will keep you steady through corrections and humble during market spikes and drops. Those wicks you guys may or may not be familiar with right now, it's going to keep you real humble through those. Excellence is when you can begin to employ that discipline and wash, rinse, and repeat this process fluently. Now, before we continue, I need us to take an important detour. If you don't understand why it is that you're familiarizing yourself with this skill set, you're surely familiarize yourself with distraction and doubt. Look at these 2 individuals right over here. All right, they're pretty cool, right? Working hard. Now, let me pull your attention to what it is that they're sitting on. All right, that's an anchor, you guys. I don't know how many of you guys have ever seen an anchor in real life, but I definitely hadn't. I didn't know that they were that big. All right. What I need you to do is to replace your why with this anchor. And then I need you to replace yourself with one of these characters behind these emojis, right? When you're here with me, I need you to be deeper in your mindset. So you guys, as Ms. Dyer mentioned before, I climb towers. You know, if you ask me, I kind of feel like I skipped a step in life. The poor mindset I once owned told me I wasn't ready to afford college. And even if I could, I'd fail, ultimately just signing myself up for debt. So I joined the workforce looking to gain a trade, and I served my country. I built a life for myself and my family. And upon exiting my service, having never used my education benefits, I jumped straight into the workforce. This mindset that I was still going with led me to hit the ground running, chasing what I thought was the ability to provide for my family. And as my career was thriving, I had a life event that resulted in my immediate separation from the cellular industry and for everything that I had known for 6 years after the Army. Now, while my story may not, well, while my story may be different than yours, it's not really a unique one. You know, life happens. And even if everything is going according to your plan, do you really still feel the same way about your plan now that you did all those years ago when you made it? We're going to everybody, dig deeper into our skill sets, into our mindsets, because there's going to become a point in your trading when that's all you're going to be able to rely on. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying my slides. Made these just for y'all. Now, without further delay, let's jump into our education. I am an educated BYOB master trader, anointed for wealth. Say that with confidence. Say that with passion. This is what you guys are. The fact that you are committing to this process already, I'm telling you, you are educated BYOB master traders, anointed for wealth. If you allow it, this skill set is going to change your life. It really did mine. You're about to understand exactly what the BYOB cash out strategy is. And we're going to move into this week's market talks, where we dig deeper into our understanding of market structure and how it is that we communicate with our charts. Now, when you're trading the BYOB cash out strategy, we start in economic news, okay? Don't wake up and start in Facebook. Don't wake up and turn on your TV. I want you to open up your browsers, and I want you to tune in to some of these news sources that I've listed here for you. There's one more not listed, and that's myfxbook.com. But these ones right here are very good sources of news as well. I kind of see Forex Factory as like a broad picture. It gives you a really clear picture of what to expect throughout the day. And FX Street, it kind of is good for painting a further picture for you. There's some things that it tends to cover that Forex Factory doesn't always hit on. And, you know, sometimes it's vice versa. Sometimes Forex Factory is catching up on things that FX Street isn't catching up on. And don't forget that my FX book that I mentioned earlier, you guys, that one also offers news from another perspective. So as you can see, I've mentioned Bloomberg here, and this is just a really good source for everybody that kind of just likes to tune into news and listen to it and all that kind of good jazz. This one can help you earn money, all right? I don't know what everybody else's priorities are, but once I figured out my way into Bloomberg, you know, everything else, it really lost my attention, and I'll just leave that with you guys, that thought. So our first indicator, our first leading indicator, as a matter of fact, is our stochastic. Like I mentioned, it is a leading indicator. All right. This is kind of like the Blues Clues of momentum for all my 90s babies out there. Anybody who's in the 80s that had kids, you know, he's watching that. I'm telling you, right here is what's going to tell us the first conversations we want to have with our chart. Now, our blue line represents the stochastic fast, and the red line represents our stochastic slow. Blue line is what the charts off of its formulas have analyzed to be what is expected to happen. Not saying that that is guaranteed. There are no guarantees in the market, but this is what, according to a formula, is expected to happen. And the red, the stochastic slow, more closely represents actual price action, what's happening. Okay. The stochastic oscillator, excuse me, is a popular technical indicator for generating overbought and oversold signals, according to investopedia.com. Now, in line with that, I want you guys to keep attention to areas of value. You guys are going to hear me mention that several times, areas of value. On our stochastic oscillator, our areas of value are at the 20 and at the 80. Our 20 represents our overbought condition. Our 80 represents our oversold condition, okay? Now, when price action is down here around the 20, this is where we want to start looking for our setup, right? Like I said, it is an area of value. At our 20, what we want to see is the blue line cross over the red in upward momentum. Vice versa, from the 80, excuse me, you guys, from the 80, we would like to see a blue line cross over the red in a downward momentum for a sell. All right. So our second indicator is, if you can notice here at the bottom, a lagging indicator. Lagging indicator, you guys. Every indicator after our stochastic is lagging indicator. Like I said, our stochastic does not predict what price action is doing or what is going on, but it is just a clue, these conversations that we have with the market. Our second indicator is our Heikin-Ashi candles, okay? These are trend candles, you guys. Our areas of value in our trend candles in a sell would be our flat top red candles. If we are looking for a buy, would be a flat bottom green candle, okay? These wicks, you guys, depending on what time frame you're on, they represent indecision and reversals in the market, whereas in these flat bottomed and flat top candles, they represent strong momentum, you guys. These candles do not read like the not Heikin-Ashi candles. I really don't want to get into all the different types of candles there are, so we're just going to call every single other one a not Heikin-Ashi, because here at the BYOB cash out strategy, we want to focus on Heikin-Ashi, you guys, trend candles, okay? So for this example, we're kind of following in line with the sell, it looks like. At my previous indicator on my stochastic, we could see our blue line crossing over the red at the 80. We saw our flat top candles, red candles, for indicative of a sell. Guys, our third and final indicator is going to be our parabolic stop and reverse, the PSAR flip. Guys, you must have the PSAR flip, all right? Must have the PSAR flip. Blue line crossover, and for this example, a sell, blue line crossover the red at the 80 on our stochastic. We have our flat top candle, red candle, and we have our PSAR flip. Okay, guys. Now, because we know here at the Be Your Own Bank movement, we don't just jump into trades. We want to then check what we know as time frame confluence. Okay, you guys. The BYOB cash out strategy starts at the 15-minute. Okay, the 15-minute is where we are looking for that blue line cross over the red and the downward momentum, our flat top red candle, and our PSAR flip. Once we've identified those three things in the line, we jump to our 1 hour. And at our 1 hour, we need our trade to quote unquote look like we're following with our trend. Okay, you guys, our higher time frames are going to actually tell us the direction of the market. Here are the next questions that we need to ask. Where are we going? I see that here on my 15-minute that I'm looking like I'm about ready to enter a trade. Here on my 1 hour, where is that trade going? Can I enter this trade? And according to this example, it looks like we can, okay? So then we take ourselves down to the 5-minute, you guys, and that's where we begin to seek entry, all right? And through very many tries in your demo account, you guys are going to learn exactly where it is in this beautiful pattern, if I can bring that back up, that it is that you're going to enter your trades. Now, if you heard me talking earlier on our advanced call or our 5 a.m. call, you're going to hear me speak to the authority of the BYOB cash out strategy, because when this strategy happens, you see significant movement. Now, according to the BYOB cash out strategy, we focus on our 10 pips cash out. We're trading to our first support and resistance line. But what happens when you find yourself in line with the BYOB cash out strategy, copywritten and testing at a 98% accuracy rate, or outside of human error, you guys, you're going to see the like true effects of this. Okay. Like I said, we're at our final marker. We're grabbing 10 pips, cashing out, or trading to our first support and resistance line. If you guys aren't like deeper into your skill set yet, first support and resistance line, and you're on your way to becoming a master trader. It really is that simple, you guys. We are here to economically empower you. We really want you to have this information. As simple as we can make it, we want to give this to you. If you can identify those happenings on your chart alone without ever even laying down a single line of support and resistance, it can bring you tremendous success. I know it did for me, at least when I first got into this industry. Like when I first started trading, you guys, I was on the road. You know, my work day started at, like, I'm out my hotel room at 7 o'clock in the morning. I would be on these calls at 5 a.m. You guys, I'm telling you, if you can see me talking through my teeth, I want you to get this. As you develop your skill set and as you develop a healthy trade balance, you will be able to confidently navigate your way through pullbacks, corrections, and engage in trades with larger lot sizes. For example, I once noticed that I had analyzed a trade that was similar to a more seasoned trader than I was at the time. Our entry points and exit points were very close according to the screenshot he had posted. But whereas in my trade only profited in the hundreds, this trader's trade closed in the tens of thousands. And even though our entries and exits were nearly the same. Now, this is a disclaimer. Do not jump into the market with a low trade account balance and try to have like a large trading lot size. You will be the reason you fail. Corrections will happen and they will cost you. I'm sure it must be much harder to build a home from brick than wood. Naturally, it requires more effort, you guys. Have you ever met a brick mason? Solid brick homes don't come from the factory pre-assembled, pre-cut, or in plastic wrapping to keep them from, like, you know, getting wet. They're handled and laid skillfully one at a time. And while it may be easier and quicker to build a house from wood, there are several reasons why many people appreciate the structure that brick provides compared to a wooden structure, right? Jumping into this market with large lot sizes and small trade account balances, believing that you're going to hit big and it's going to cover your loss, is not only disregarding a brick foundation, but it's relatively the same as disregarding wood as well. You might as well be building a house out of Legos instead and seeing if it's going to make it through a tornado. Yeah, you might have a couple pieces left after the storm, but you're going to lose so much that you're probably going to see rebuilding as impossible if you haven't yet tapped into the gift that is resiliency. Structuring your trades through skill set development, which is patience, education, discipline, and excellence. Solid trades and compounding are the bricks that I want you to lay your foundation with. And once we get that place built, then we can throw a lot size party. You following me? If you want to do yourself any favors right now, get comfortable focusing on one trade at a time. You just get comfortable in that space. You guys, now, as Ms. Dyer mentioned, I'm a veteran. All right. When I first joined the military, I joined as a heavy construction equipment operator. And one of the pieces of equipment that I operated was a bulldozer. It did not look as fancy as this. Uncle Sam does not buy, you know, bright yellow, tall, you know, that thing looks like it could do some, you know, fancy stuff. However, one thing that they all do is their function, earth moving operations. Okay. Now, I had a scenario, I think it was in 2010. Fort Hood was catching on fire a bunch. It was my first duty station. And we had to go out and make these things you call fire breaks. If any of you are not familiar with what those are, it's where you track dozers right next to each other. You make a literal break in the ground, the path of the fire, so that it's less likely or impossible for embers and the heat to jump over and catch more on fire. It's just a deterrent method, right? So I got out there in my dozer. You know, I had been through my AIT. I had operated a bunch of, well, I won't say a bunch, but a couple of times. I was pretty confident, you know, my training experience up to the time. And I go out there to make my first pass, and I've got my platoon leader behind me in a Humvee. And as I'm making my pass, I'm knocking down trees. There's dust everywhere. It's flying. I'm thinking I'm doing a really great job. It's a little bumpy, of course. It's a big old bulldozer, right? I'm hearing somebody screaming at me. I'm hearing horns. I mean, all that. I stop my operations and I turn around and I look at the path that I've made. And you guys, don't tell nobody else, but it was terrible. All right, somebody might as well have been trying to make like a BMX ramp. My poor platoon leader back there, he probably could have sued me for whiplash. Okay, it was that day that I really quickly learned that you can either drive a bulldozer or you can operate this equipment. You know, while I wasn't the only one out there making BMX ramps and all that stuff, there were other skilled operators out there that were able to make smooth passes. And while a dozer is not made for precision work, they were still able to make a solid path that someone could at least comfortably drive over. My poor lieutenant, you guys, bless his heart, he might still be in pain. So here is the inside of a bulldozer. You guys, I want you to revisit the thought of what I said. You can either drive a bulldozer or you can operate a bulldozer. This is true with many things in life. If you guys, a lot of you guys haven't driven bulldozers before, so I want you to think about your car or whatever vehicle it is that you operate. You can even a lawnmower. You can drive that and make your lawn look like your grass got cut, or you can operate a lawnmower with a professional mindset, and that's when you get the crazy lines that everybody wants to pay you for it. I really wish I could do that. Okay, in this dozer, I really learned very quickly that operating was a serious thing. There were so many things that helped me operate this dozer. Now, I did get the opportunity. I can actually say in this example that I have had the opportunity to be in equipment this advanced thanks to some good training the Army provided. And like I said, what I noticed is that there's tools along the way that were there to help me operate my vehicle, not just drive it, you guys. These were all things I had to keep up with, okay? None of these things operated themselves. And if I didn't use any of them, boy, I don't even know if you could consider it a BMX ramp. It probably wouldn't even be safe to do that on, okay? But if you look at what I've got highlighted here, you've got a joystick here, and on it, you've got these two smaller buttons. Guys, you would be surprised what all this blade here in the front of this equipment can do. All right, you've got PTO switches. You've got your joystick for auxiliary attachments that go behind your vehicle, rippers, winches, all types of stuff like that. Guys, if you're in a piece of equipment that's fancy enough, and you can get you a radio or some air conditioning, there's all types of functions up here, guys. What I really want to hone into, you guys, is that I learned that day that there was a really, really big difference between driving that bulldozer and operating that dozer. Now, at this point in time, I want you to drop your questions in the chat. Write them down, you guys. If you have any thoughts in your mind, those are important to us. All right, we want to address the, hey, essayons. I see it in the chat. I was slacking there. Oh, okay, I see. I got some questions. I'm sorry, you guys. Essayons, though, night. I love the shout out. All right, you guys, I will address each one of these questions. Being that this is an advanced segment, I want to stick to topic. I only have you guys for about another 30 minutes in this segment because we've got some more value for you with Dr. Craig Bythewood in our talk with the finance doctor. So keep on dropping your questions in the chat and writing them down. Like I said, they're extremely valuable to me. Tapping with me on Thursdays. I'm going to be here all day, every Thursday. Okay. In saying that, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be going over a bunch of topics, support and resistance, stop loss, harmonic scanner trades, psychological levels, mid-range cycle. Well, that kind of goes in line with psychological levels, but our pivots, our vibrato alerts, and so many more things than that, you guys. And what I have here for you right now is a key that's going to help you relate to how I navigate my charts personally. Feel free to adopt these colors as your own or create your own scheme of colors. Do whatever is going to help you relate to your charts. This key just represents my personal understanding. Over several weeks, we're going to be addressing, like I said, all of these topics as we dig deeper into market structure. Now, again, guys, I am not a financial advisor. I am just a trader who's been blessed with an opportunity to share this information with you on an educational platform, thanks to our mastermind team. The first thing I want to express to you really, though, is that currency exchange is an artful science. None of these lines you are about to see or use yourself are necessarily definitive. And price action is kind of like a digital person. And just like physical people, it doesn't always do what you want it to do or expect it to do, but nonetheless is relatively predictable, okay? So stay plugged in with us, because over the next weeks, again, going over all these lines and colors individually and how I utilize them. So guys, drop it in the chat. What do you see here? What do all these things have in common? You know, all this stuff. You know, I'm pretty familiar with them, but I'm trying to see how familiar you guys are with them. What do you think all these things represent to me? What do you feel? Just give me some input. Tools. Yes, very much so. Tools. You know, I understand that all of us come from very many different professional avenues right now. While the hand tools you saw me operate with before are the ones I used on, or some of them I used on a cellular tower. You know, doctors use tools like these. You know, networking and insurance professionals, you'll use networking tools. In dental, you know, we all have our own specific tools, you guys, that we use as professionals. Here at the BYOB movement, Be Your Own Bank movement, we have a tool, okay? And this tool is found in our web analyzer, you guys. Now, as a part of your enrollment with us, IN Academy, all that good stuff, we offer so many other tools: the vibrata, harmonic scanners, bounce back, swipe coin, hourglass. You guys, I really, there's so much value there. I really don't want to take up any, you know, you guys dive in there, check out. But may I insist to you that none of those trades or trading tools are signals by themselves. We're not jumping to those trades or to those those tools and using that information solely to get into to a trade. What we want to do is pull every single one of those tools back to the web analyzer for analysis, okay? Here on our web analyzer, you see our vibrata here on the left-hand side. We've got a watch list that's posted up on the right-hand side. My US 30 up in the example, because that's my baby there. I'm a sucker for the US 30, you guys. Our stochastic indicator that you heard me mentioning before. Oh, sorry, I apologize. But our stochastic indicator, and this is where you would see our candles in our parabolic stop and reverse. Okay, you guys. Now, as you're navigating your way through this tool, you're gonna find that you're able to drop trend lines. All right, horizontal lines, vertical lines. Guys, this is, some of you guys spent how much money on PlayStations and stuff like that for people 5, all that? Nah, bro, look what this does. This ain't, Blue ain't got nothing on this, okay? Coming over here into this toolbar, we can even draw shapes to draw emphasis onto our charts. Like I said, guys, spend time with these charts and make them your own. We even have icons here, and I'm just highlighting to a couple of these tabs here, but we even have icons here for you to use on emphasis in your trades as you follow them throughout the days. Now, guys, while our point percentage, our pips, our price point is represented right here, you guys can get a super view of it right here if you open up our watch list. The US 30 doesn't have all, or you're not going to find on your indices the nice meters that are you find in your other currency pairs, like all these currency pairs listed. You would see a currency strength meter down here. But what is valuable nonetheless is your price, your actual price point, If you guys are having trouble counting pips, this is a good place to start. It's in big bold numbers right here. Can't miss it. All right, and you can watch it while you're learning how to count. Okay. Now, being that this is an advanced call, I use some advanced controls. I'm actually going to have to slow down for you guys because I'll be tapping on these things with no consideration. But if you look on your keyboard and you'll tap Alt and H at the same time while you're in your chart, you'll notice that you'll get one of those horizontal lines. If you tap Alt V, you can get you a vertical line, and they kind of fall wherever your cursor is at that time. You know, just drop it where you see it, move it from where you feel comfortable at from there. Now, another control that's not so much of a secret is the delete button, you guys. Now, here at my household, I operate off of, I've had the blessing to be able to operate off of PC and Mac. And what I noticed is that the delete button on a Mac does not necessarily have the same function as the delete buttons on your PCs. Those of you guys that have those kind of somewhat extended keyboards. Now, if you get a wireless or a universal keyboard for your Mac and you have that delete button, it's going to work. Another important quick control for you guys is our control and Z at the same time. Before our controls to drop those lines was Alt and H, and it was used with the Alt button. This control is based off the control button. Now, some of you guys may be familiar with this if you guys navigate through Microsoft Word or Excel or like other programs like that as an undo button. Here on the web analyzer, you guys, the web analyzer is not just a website that you guys wake up and type in. It's a tool, okay? In this tool, you can use this undo function just like you could on those Microsoft programs. So for you guys that don't know, your Alt keys are typically located right here, and here's that for that delete button right there, okay? The control button is out on the further outside of that little parameter there, you guys. Again, control button out here. This will help you a little bit to where, I don't know, I feel like some people might have the issue where dragging back and forth to the toolbar, they may get distracted somewhere in there, you guys. So if you're easily distracted, right here, your horizontal lines lie behind this door right here. Your vertical lines lie behind this door right here. Your Alt button and your control button and your delete button, okay? Now, there's something really important I gotta bring mention to, okay? I gotta bring attention to this. We are price action traders. You see how I kind of got action underlined here? It's really important. Price action, you must take action. Now, to go deeper into that, we are price action traders with a twist. Price action traders alone, you know, they have naked charts. They rely on those candles and what price is doing. You know, we are here with price action with a twist because we do monitor how the charts, just not so naked. We use these three indicators: the stochastic, the Heikin-Ashi candles, and our parabolic stop and reverse. But we still want to very much so attach ourselves to what is happening with price action. Okay. Trading with the trend is a phrase that you need to become familiar with. Another phrase that I really want you to hone in with is you must push the button. All right. You guys got to push the button. Price action traders, you guys jump into your demo accounts. Miss Tanya Anderson has mentioned plenty of times, you know, that's not your money, you guys. Now, while you do still want to make responsible decisions with your demo account, like I said, Miss Dyer says, how you do one thing is how you will represent and do everything. You want to make responsible decisions there, but, you know, allow your demo account to be where you learn your lessons. You know, if you, however much time you got to spend in your demo account, commit to that. And just because you're trading live doesn't mean you can't trade in your demo account as well. I don't know if you guys have keyed into it yet, but if you log into your MetaTrader 4s under your settings, I know especially if you have an iPhone, you can be logged into your live and your demo account, you know, parentheses S plural. You can be logged into multiple accounts and you can navigate your way through those like quick tabs, okay? Now, don't go in there and be in your demo account, you're on a trade that's profiting, and then think I can just jump over, hot mic somebody, hot mic, can you mute yourself for me? But don't think that you can go into your live account and, you know, have the same entry, or I'm gonna go in there and trigger the same trade just like that. No, guys, when I wanna be clear, when you make this transfer over, it's gonna take like a second or so, a couple like seconds to delay to get everything like in order. You know, these are real accounts you gotta transition to. Now, it's like my pastor says, God will do everything you can't do, but he won't do anything you can. Push the button, push the button. Don't spend 6 months with us. Don't spend 2 months with us. Don't spend 3 more days with us and not have at least a demo account where you're experimenting with your demo account. You know, we make plenty of poor decisions every day. That's going to be the best one of your day if you do that. I promise you. Okay, guys. So this chart that you have right here represents a lot of things. Okay. The candles that you see on our charts, for one, represent decisions made by very real people. Okay. And these people are going through these very real processes. You will see similar patterns to this in the market. All right. And there's certain areas in these patterns you want to pay attention to yourself. Okay. On this journey of currency exchange, you're going to find yourself specific highs and lows. And it's going to look different for all of us, for sure. But the one thing that we're all going to have in common is that there's going to be moments that make or break us. And, you know, warning, guys, here's another slide about mindset. But this time, I want to address your mindset during those highs and during those lows. Emotional trading is risk trading. When you trade emotionally and unfocused, you're no longer trading currency. Instead, you're trading your feelings. And if I can reattach you to your why right now, again, another slide about mindset. Use your why at these moments of your highs and your lows, especially when you become complacent, to keep you in a habit of responsible decision making. Surgeon traders warning, trade responsibly and do not trade and drive. Okay. You guys, what I'm speaking to is when you get into these high moments, if you guys can see my cursor, learn when to secure your profit. Okay. Even if you guys consider yourselves swing traders, you're gonna want to like really pay attention to your analysis at times and learn when to secure your profits. Okay. Down here, I kind of still see this as the thrill phase. There's a lot of things that you don't know what's going on. Sometimes this can represent just a simple pullback, a correction. You guys stay in those mindsets, stay with those trades. You'll hear us refer to our Thursdays as Trust Your Trades Thursdays. You guys, we say these things very intentionally. We want you meditating and repeating these things. All right. Another area of value to pay attention to is in complacency. You know, when you've had so much success, you guys, don't get complacent in thinking that things can't change for you. Market conditions change, and your environment around you changes. Sudden things, the unexpected happens. Okay, guys, and of course we must address, you know, this other side of the chart. You know what I mean? We aren't going to throw that into the atmosphere, but there's very real things that we must be aware of in our process of trading. We all go through similar journeys or similar hurdles in our journey, you guys. So what I'm here to do is to help you get through those some of those moments. All right. As the opening image said, I want to focus on language, market talk. Okay. I very much feel so like I wake up in the mornings and when I log into my charts that, you know, I'm just having a conversation. You know, to me, my charts and the Holy Spirit, and we talking about what's going on. You know, let's just talk to what's the market's saying. And personally, my love language, you guys, you can find on the 4-hour. All right. The 4-hour expresses direction of price action. If you tapped in with us any last year, you can you heard Miss Dyer refer to the charts or time frames as kind of like breaking down in a household perspective, right? Your 4-hour is the head of the household. Your 1 hour it just expresses current trends in the market, so it's still very valid, but it doesn't have the same pull that the 4-hour has. You guys. Okay, so wisdom is things learned from others' experiences, applying that knowledge. If the 4-hour is said it is what's happening. Please take that to heart. Okay, now we identify our trend and our swing of the market at the 1 hour. What movement is happening right now? Are we in line with our trend at the 4 hour? Are we correcting our 4 hour? Not to say that we can disregard our higher time frames, but here, right here, guys, is where you're going to find a lot of value. Now, to continue on, our 15-minute is where we live. You know, if the 4 hour is like your parent, your dad, and your 1 hour is like your mama, this is the teenager right here at the 15-minute. This is where we live. This is where life's happening. This is where we're figuring everything out. You know, this is the time frame that we use for analysis. Like I mentioned earlier, the BYOB cash out strategy starts at the 15-minute time frame. Okay. This is where you're going to start noticing or being able to navigate your continuations and corrections. Not down at your 1 minute. Okay. Not down at your 1 minute. You guys, this is where you're going to really see the action of what's happening. All right. And after we've considered all of these, our 5 minute is where we drop down for our entry. Now I have them listed right here like this because we're going to jump back into what we know as top-down analysis. All right. Starting at the 4 hour when you're in my lab, seeing where price is at. All right. Then coming down to the 1 hour, seeing what's happening with the 1 hour. You know, we're talking, you know. Then we're gonna, of course, verify the 15-minute because we want to keep eyes out for the BYOB cash out strategy. Guys, you're gonna hear me in the coming weeks speak over and over again about the authority that is the BYOB cash out strategy. Because like I said before, if you allow it to, you guys, it'll change your life like it changed mine. Man, the point of the market that we were in, or the type of market that we were in when I first joined BYOB cash out strategy, man, we had it was so crazy how many times I would watch that PR flip over and over and over again. And the things that the things I would watch happen to price action after the BYOB cash out strategy was triggered. Okay. So you guys, just to reiterate, 4 hour expresses direction of the price action. Our 1 hour expresses current trends. Our 15-minute is where we live. 15-minute is where we live. Not on the 1 minute. I don't want you in that kind of anxiety. The 5 minute we do work with. That is another tool of ours, but I don't want you living there. I don't want you sleeping there. I don't want you eating there. Okay. I want you monitoring the 15-minute, looking for that BYOB cash out strategy. Now, like I said, there are plenty of other trades down there. This information is going to benefit everybody from scalping traders to intraday traders, swing traders. That was completely out of order, but it's going to benefit everybody. All right, you guys. So if you don't neglect the 5 minute, so we're going to be looking for our entries. You guys that are that love HFX, or you guys that love to scalp, you're going to find value there as well. Now, you guys, I can't express to you enough the value that our mastermind team has really created. We support over 40 calls a month for free. There are so many traders out there that charge you outrageous amounts of money, like your hard-earned money, guys. You haven't traded for like your hard-earned money, guys. Like you ain't did nothing easy for this. Like these trades, you worked hard. I promise you guys, I've clocked in a 97-hour week before. You know, that's just when I was turning the manual time cards at my first company. We're not even going to get to when I moved on to larger time or larger companies. You know, climbing towers ain't always just the guy climbs a tower once every 6 months and makes a whole bunch of money. No. That's why I'm here. Okay. You guys, we support all of these calls. We want to empower you economically. We don't want to charge you for this information. We don't want to limit the access that you have to us. This isn't a 6-week course, you guys. We support over 40 calls a month, you guys, and we do it voluntarily. Our mission statement is 2 million families educated and impacted, and we stand on that. It is our directive to place this information into your possession to empower you economically, so that you no longer must be slave to your finances, but can instead afford yourself options, whether those options be to supplement your current income. You know, some people really do enjoy their jobs, or you can create an entire legacy, you guys. I can't even, like, I'm not even gonna get into on this call the conversations with my children alone that have changed, the conversations with my current friends that have changed. You know, I'm digging on everybody, you guys. You know, and supporting all those efforts are our mastermind, our you see our mastermind team here in Miss Tasha M. Dyer, Dr. Craig Bythewood, and Mr. Gerald Rogers. You guys, this is the fruit of their labors. Miss Dyer, Dr. Bythewood, and Mr. Rogers. I'm sorry, I thought you guys could see my cursor there for a minute. I was a little bit excited. Um, these are our educators, guys. This is the fruit of labor. You guys, the vision come to life. This is multiplication in itself. You know what I mean? These are individuals who have benefited from the education in such a way that we can do what we in the Army call train the trainer. All right. You know, and if you guys share that initiative with us, you can be in that same position too, you guys. We want your passion, we want your drive. That's what we all as individual traders and trainers do share, is our passion and our drive for this movement. Like I said, you guys, we are here to serve you. We're here to represent to you this opportunity, this skill set for you guys, voluntary servant leaders, leaders in their own industries that take their time out to 40 calls a month, you guys. I can't tell you about other outrageous programs that people have tried to solicit, you know, where they want to just charge you a whole bunch of money for like 6 weeks or some impersonal guys. I'm telling you, tap in with us. I'm going to highlight that our call schedule again for some of you guys who missed it and want to revisit that. I'm telling you guys, tap in with us, you guys. So before we hand it over to Dr. Craig Bythewood for our talk with the finance doctor, our RX for FOREX, coming dressed for success, dressed to impress, I'd like to hand it over to Miss Tasha M. Dyer, our trade whisperer, our leader, our mentor, the lady that I just came and seemed to find the words to express my gratitude for closing comments. Miss Dyer, do you have anything like you'd like to leave us with?
Amazing, right, ladies and gentlemen? Amazing, 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 amazing night. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And so what you just experienced, right? What you just experienced is the opportunity to understand exactly what 2022 is going to bring you, right? That's what you just got to experience. So if you are excited right now, if this gave you an idea, if this really helped you understand, let me get a 777 in the chat. 777 in the chat. I mean, tonight was just phenomenal. The information, the analogies, right? So yes, it was amazing, right? It was amazing. And so now, if you have enjoyed this week in its totality, right? If you enjoyed this week in its totality, let me get a 555. So are you excited about what this year is going to bring you? Because when we look and you understand, this is broken down for your success. And I am just so excited right now, because to be able to see, to be able to understand, to be able to really just look at what he called the fruits of our labor, this is how we're going to reach the 2 million. This is how it's going to happen. This is how it's going to transpire, because an educated trader is a profitable trader. But when you serve, you are willing to pay it forward. And we have some phenomenal educators, phenomenal. And so I just want to actually thank you, right? That's what I want to do. And actually thank all of you all, because this week has just been phenomenal. Now, what we're going to do, because it's about that time. Look, patience, walking in excellence. Absolutely. What we're going to do, because it is about that time.